Hey, I want to give you guys a little bit of a shop tour. When I walk in, it's just a big mess. When my husband and I bought this shop, we really didn't have any storage or anything like that, so things are just kind of piled up here and there. So we're in the process of trying to get things organized still, and it's going to take a little while. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and this is what I see when I walk in. Is I come in and I see my work area first. I come in and I set my bag on this bench right here that I made. It's one of the first benches that I made. It is 4x4s that I cut down to 3x3, and I made this groove right here and glued all this together and put it together, and I put bolts in there. I can't remember what size bolts I put, but this is one of the very first benches that I made, and I'm kind of proud of it. Wish I'd made it a little bit wider, but I have no heat or anything, so I have to carry my glue, my headsets, my batteries and stuff like that back and forth between my house. And this is a work table that I made for my husband that you see that. Well, anyway, you come on in, and this right here is my workbench. Half of it's cluttered. And I got some storage underneath there going. That's quick storage right there. You can see where I wipe my glue off my fingers all the time. Right there, just all along through there. It's work, it's functional. I don't care. And I got this right here was the very first drill press that I used. It was an old one that belonged to my husband's granddad, and I loved it, but I started doing some projects where it didn't quite have enough power, so I went and bought me a drill press. I still use it on small things. And I got this right here where I was trying to do some, I'll use Forstner bits. And this right here was what I was using for something to put my material on. Of course, all kinds of scraps everywhere. And this is my miter saw. It's dusty. I like it. And this is how I usually do my stops. Is I'll measure it out with my tape measure, and then I'll put a stop in, and I just have this right here on this fence here. Another thing that I did do was I drew out these lines right here, and I put my saw down like that and locked it in place, and got my tape measure, and I just measured it all the way out, because most of the pieces that I do are at least 36 inches, but I went ahead and went up to 39, so 16, 16 and a half, 17, and so forth. More scraps. And I got this little barrel right here beside me. Oh, I got scraps everywhere. I tell people I'm an amazing professional mess maker. If you want me to make a mess and you want a professional to do it, I'm your girl. Guess what? More. This is what was going to be my storage cart that I made, that I outgrew already. And a lot of it is standing out right there. As you can see, it's and I got this cabinet right here that's just everything's starting to fall out on me. And here's my drill press. This is a wind drill press, and I love it. I think it's been great. I built this little stand that I put it on. I'm going to eventually put the stand on wheels. And I don't know if you can see, some of my bits labeled right here. Here's a 2-inch Forstner bit, 1.5. This is 1 3/8. And I'm going to redo all this right here, and I need to make a spot for this one. So yeah, I got little Forstner bits all over the place. I got one in there now. I do all sorts of stuff. Let's see. This right here is a quick shelf that I made just real quick, like to throw stuff on for right now. That's that old table saw that I bought at auction. I think I paid 25 bucks for it. It was good to get started on. It taught me the importance of making sure everything was square. Nothing about that table saw is square. I got so frustrated with so many things on that table saw. And right here is a piece of, some people call it Osage orange. Some people call it hedge trees. We have these in my area all over the place. I have a ton of them that I'm wanting to get cut down out of my fields. And I'll probably let these sit for a little while. Probably a year once I cut them down. And then figure out how I'm going to mill it up and make something. Sawdust collection. Here's my saw, my table saw. I love this thing right here. This is I just kind of threw this together to make it even with my work surface. And I'm actually shocked that I was able to do that. I really, really am. So I love my little table saw. And of course, this is that hurricane thing or whatever from Harbor Freight, and a bucket and a small shop vac to go with it. And it worked great until this thing decided it was going to fill up. Well, once it filled up, it started overflowing into that. I can't get this lid off. I cannot get that lid off. I think it's a force of nature. I don't know what I'm going to do or how to get that lid off so I can empty that. And I've tried to empty it through this little hole right here. That's not working. So I have this nice little pile right there of sawdust that blows out, and I have this piece of 1/4-inch plywood kind of pressed up between my table saw and my work surface to keep it all blowing underneath there. So this is my work area out of a 40 by 50 workshop. And I don't really need a whole lot. I just need to get, and of course, I have the trusted Craftsman shop vac that's 1,000 years old, but it still does good. So, right there is my shop. This is what I get to do every day when I can get in here. And this is a project that I'm trying to finish. The bottom of it got ruined, and the front of the drawer right there got ruined, so I'm having to redo that. It's a trash cabinet that, well, has a dog bowl in it, but has drawer slides in it for this part right here. Of course, that's piled up work bench there. Right there is going to be my router table. One day. I really need to do that. And I've got this planer here that I got for free off of Sears because I had racked up some points, and I think it was like 30 bucks. I have not used it. I don't know how to use a planer. I'm kind of half afraid to deal with this thing because I don't know what I'm doing with this planer. So that's why it's just laying there getting all dusty, and I desperately need to get my tools and stuff. And if you can see that, there's a little stool that I made that's being occupied. So this is my workshop. I have an 8x4. It's the same sheet or same size as a sheet of plywood, but as you can see, quite a bit of it's taken off right now. I desperately need to get this organized. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little rundown on what I come into. Nice little path, and there's sawdust everywhere, and it I really do need to try to get a better dust collection system. Well, an actual dust collection system going. I really do. Not only for, you know, the material and the tools and stuff we got in here, but for my health, you know. But I do have a mask that I have a respiratory mask, and I also have an RZ mask. I'm just so tired of wearing masks. After this ordeal with COVID and everything, and everybody being forced to wear a mask and everything, it just... I try. I really try. I really, really do try. It's very, very hard sometimes. So, there's my little bit of a shop tour. You got to see my area, and the shop's a lot bigger, but... you don't need to see over there. Over here is plenty dirty enough for me to share with everybody. So, hit the like and subscribe, and if you got any suggestions or anything on dust collection, storage, or anything like that, give me a shout. Let me know. I'll be happy to look at what you got, and we'll go from there. Have a good one.